Mel Gibson and the Lost Wallet. The seaside town, with its cobblestone streets and the salty scent of the ocean, offered the tranquility Mel Gibson had been seeking. Tipping his hat slightly, he looked around. This small place seemed like the perfect escape from his hectic life, a haven for clearing his mind. As he strolled along the stone-paved road, his attention was drawn to the window of an old record store. His eyes lingered on the vintage albums displayed in the window, and a faint smile of nostalgia crossed his lips before he moved on. "Nice place," he murmured. At a small cafe, he ordered a coffee and settled into a wooden chair, placing his notebook on the table. Sunlight streamed through the cafe window, illuminating the pages of his notebook. As his pen glided across the paper, a serene expression spread across his face. However, in his reverie, he didn't notice his wallet sliding off the edge of the table, caught by a gust of wind. It tumbled onto the pavement outside unnoticed and began to drift toward the curb. Across the town, a young musician named Joe was performing on a street corner. With his guitar slung over his shoulder, he had created a makeshift stage among the cobblestones. Although he dreamed of playing on grand stages, his current audience was made up of a few hurried passersby. His fingers skillfully danced over the guitar strings, producing a melody tinged with melancholy, a tune that seemed to echo the distance between his dreams and reality. Joe's focus was broken by the voice of a child nearby. "Mister, I found this on the ground," the boy said, holding out a wallet. Joe set his guitar aside and took the wallet, pulling out an ID card. His breath caught. "Mel Gibson? No way," he whispered to himself, staring at the card and then at the child. For a moment, he hesitated. Was returning this wallet an opportunity or a test? His conscience urged him to do the right thing. Slinging his guitar over his back, he set off to find Mel Gibson. Mel was browsing through an old bookshop by the shore, flipping through the yellowed pages of a vintage novel. Joe, breathing heavily from his hurried search, burst into the store and spotted him. "Mr. Gibson, wait, please," he called out. Mel turned around, raising his eyebrows in surprise. "Is something wrong?" he asked. Joe held out the wallet. "I think this is yours. I found it on the sidewalk." Mel's eyes widened as he took the wallet. "Oh my, this is incredible. Thank you so much. What's your name?" Joe smiled shyly. "Joe, I'm just a street musician. I play guitar." Mel looked at his tired yet earnest face. "I'm deeply grateful for this. How about a coffee? I owe you a proper thank you." Joe and Mel sat at a corner table in the cafe, sunlight warming the room. The waiter eyed Joe's humble appearance with hesitation, but served them without comment, reassured by Mel's presence. "As a kid, I always dreamed of playing on big stages," Joe said, his voice tinged with both hope and resignation. "But life is a way of crushing those dreams. I wanted to go to college, but we couldn't afford it. I've worked odd jobs ever since, but music, it never left me." Mel listened intently, nodding as Joe spoke. His words struck a chord. Mel, too, had faced countless obstacles before reaching Hollywood's shining lights. "The hardest thing," Joe continued, "is knowing how big your dreams are but not having the chance to achieve them." Mel took a sip of his coffee, his gaze thoughtful. "But your talent is still with you. Maybe the world is ready to hear you now." Joe frowned slightly. "What do you mean?" "Let's make a documentary," Mel said. "Let's tell your story. Not just about your honesty, but your talent." Joe stared at him in disbelief. "A documentary? About me? But why?" "Because," Mel said, "I want to show the world what can be done with honesty and talent. And your story is the perfect way to do that." As filming began, Joe was hesitant at first. Performing in front of a camera felt different from playing on the streets. But Mel supported him every step of the way, helping him feel at ease. The documentary also captured the essence of the town. The cobblestone streets, children singing along to Joe's melodies, and the warm applause of elderly passersby. In one scene, Joe's guitar broke mid-performance. Mel approached with a smile and patted his shoulder. "Improvise, Joe," he said. "Isn't that what life is all about?" Joe took a deep breath and continued playing, weaving a new melody. Mel watched from the background, captivated by the raw beauty of the moment. When the documentary was released, it quickly went viral on social media. Joe became a local hero overnight. From a street musician, he had transformed into the town's symbol of hope and resilience. His story was shared widely, leading to an invitation for a major concert. On the night of the concert, Joe stepped onto the stage, greeted by the thunderous applause of hundreds. He paused for a moment, overwhelmed by the sight of the crowd, but then picked up his guitar and began to play. Mel stood in the wings, smiling as he watched. Joe's dream was finally coming true. After the concert, Mel addressed the cameras to share the profound message of their journey. This isn't just a story about a lost wallet. It's about honesty, imagination, and human potential. Joe's honesty didn't just change my life. It transformed his own. We need to see people listen to them because everyone has a story to tell. Backstage, Joe approached Mel and took a deep breath. "Thank you for everything," he said. "You changed my life." Mel rested a hand on his shoulder. "You're talented, that Joe. I just hope the right people see it." True heroes make the world a better place with their honesty. Enjoyed the story? Don't keep it to yourself. Share it with a friend. Hit that like button and subscribe for more heartwarming tales. Let's spread the inspiration together.